Hey everybody. Happy Tuesday. It feels like Thursday. Oh my gosh. I don't know. It just seems like um the time is like going by so fast. Happy Tuesday. Thank you all for being here. It's 8 o'clock, so I know that this is the end of the day. So thank you to everyone who's watching live, and thank you to everyone who is going to watch the replay. So yay! My name is Kian of Help Now LLC here in the Tulsa and surrounding areas, Tulsa, Oklahoma. And what we specialize in is cleaning, general cleaning, deep cleaning, decluttering. We do garages, anything particularly with like cleaning and home management, all that good stuff. That's what we provide. So why I'm here is I want to use my business and my brand as a platform to help serve the community um, from where I am. So I get a chance to help my clients. I have wonderful clientele, but I also want to use the platform to help other people from where I am in their home. Like you may not be able to afford the service or just yet feel comfortable with someone coming in your home, or maybe you just need a few tips, some encouragement, some positivity um, just get through life. So we're going to talk about cleaning. We're going to talk about life and everything in between. So hopefully, what we'll gain is just a community platform where we can learn to not only help ourselves. After we help ourselves, we can learn to help other people. And that's just really how we're just going to make things better. We're going to make the community better, and we're going to make the world better. So thank you all for being here. On my first episode, I kind of just went through some things talking about what we'll be covering, over time. Um, and so I think like today will be like the first like real episode because we'll kind of like focus in on some things. I am random. I'm going to have like some random intermissions in between to just keep it light and fun and um, just to get the day off my chest because it's been a day. So first of all, it seemed like time is just flying. So I know that the podcast is on Tuesday, but for whatever reason, I thought Tuesday was Wednesday. I thought I had an extra day. So when I got in yesterday from work, I'm like, okay, I had already started talking about, well, writing down like content for tonight. And I said, well, I'm going to just rest. I'm just going to rest my mind tonight. And then tomorrow I'll write things down and I'll finish everything up. And then um, I'll be ready. And then, like, as soon as I got home, it just hit me. I was like, oh my gosh, today is Monday and tomorrow is Tuesday. So I don't have time. So anyway, I was up to like 2:30. Few hours of sleep, got back up and have been going all day. So it has been a day. So I'm glad I'm here. So thank you for being here again. So before we can help people on a community level and a world level, I figured we can just start at the beginning. We can start in our home. Um, we have to start in our minds and in our home um, and in our hearts because surely what we do on the inside is what's going to show on the outside. So whatever you do, what kind of work you do on the inside of yourself and the work you're going to do outside, in your home is what you're going to do outside in the world. So if we're going to help other people, we have to make sure that we're functioning in a way that's going to show a positive output when we're out in the world helping other people after we help ourselves first, of course. And that's why I'm here to help. So the first thing is, um, you can't help people if you have a poor disposition about your own situation, as far as like cleaning and life and the great balance in between. You know, that's something nobody really wants to do. So it's always like a negative thing, but we've kind of just lost track of it all, and we've kind of lost sight of it all. People don't talk about it, but it's actually like a big deal. Um, we have to live our life, um, but we have to function and we have to structure our home, and we have to learn how to be okay with it. Like it just is what it is. So it's like when you wake up every day on another episode of This Is My Life, just know that indeed, this is my life. This is, your life, period, at this moment, and at least, until you change the situation. This is just where you are. Just accept it and be okay with it. So it's like tonight, wherever you are, just take a deep breath in, blow it out, and you open up your eyes and you look to the left of you, and when you see the pile of dirty dishes over there, you know, those are your dirty dishes. When you look to the right of you and you see the piles of laundry that have accumulated, and you've lost control of, that's yours to handle. When you look behind you and you smell a smelly smell and it's the trash because the lazy kids to take the trash out, I'm not judging because my kids be lazy too. You know, that's your life. Then you look at yourself and, are we being diligent, on maintaining order and structure in our home and in our home, in our life? Do we hold accountability and follow through on the plans that we've set? Um, because this is definitely an episode of this is, my life. And this is your episode, and everybody else has their episode too. And then it's crazy because um, there are so many other things. So we talk about cleaning, like it's like the only thing that's going on, and it's not. It is a big factor, but outside of just having to maintain your home and command that structure, you have so many other like outside elements. If you have children, you have a job, um, your parents, perhaps people deal with addictions, people deal with depression, like it's just life. So you have to deal with that. Um, and you have to deal with the cleaning and the balance of it all. Um, and if you didn't have to deal with life, you would have more time to clean, but that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen because life is going to go on, every day, you know, and I know that it matters. Well, unless you're, one of those people that, aren't clean, it doesn't matter. So we have to figure out how to balance, life and cleaning and life. So that's what I'm here to help you do. I'm a mom of 4 boys, ranging from the ages of 11 and 17. And so um, it's a lot. And for me, it's important for me to maintain that structure because I just mentally, I can't handle it. I can't handle things being all in chaos and disarray. Um, like I want things like a certain way, and it would bother me. I remember when I think I had my first 2 born. At one point, I think my mom was like, "Kia," she was like, "You gonna drive yourself crazy." Like I just wanted things a certain way, and she was like, "You're just gonna have to figure out a workable, reasonable plan to get things done." Because if you let it overwhelm you and consume you like that, it's gonna drive you crazy. And it was one of those times where I don't know, it just clicked instantly. Sometimes we listen to things and sometimes we don't. But I actually listened to her, and it's really about balance and it's about structure. So I just knew moving forward, and like those, I had 2 at the time, and then I had 2 more, so that was double. So I couldn't be that way. But what I had to do was figure out a way to make it work so that I didn't drive myself crazy and I didn't drive the people around me crazy because, having um, a clean home and a structured environment, that's important. That's important to me. And it's healthy for me and it's healthy for the kids. And no, I'm not saying that things are perfect because it's not perfect. And we'll be talking about um, how that looks later on in the episode as well. Um, and I always get complimented on how well, I've just been able to like balance it all. And it seems like it's easy. I guess a lot of people, they say, well, you make it look easy. It's not that it's easy. I just have to be, firm in how I move. And, things have to be structured a certain way. But at the same time, like life is fun. It's not like this horrible thing. It's just really about changing your perspective um, on it all, because you can't be miserable. And like I be cleaning, have things going on in my home. It has to be a certain way. And then that's what I do, for a living as well. I clean other people's houses and help them find structure and, um, maintain, the management in their home. So I must love what I do and I must know, what I'm doing to an extent, at least well enough to, be on a platform. So that's why I'm here. And that's why, I want to share um, with you all today and moving forward. So um, one thing about me, I'm real random. Like I hate for things to just be kind of like just that way, like all the time. Like I'm kind of all over the place, but it all like fits in together. So what I've decided is that I know that I'm gonna stop and talk about other stuff in between, but it all is gonna correlate to like cleaning and life and something with it or the business and my brand. So I want to take a moment and I want to thank um, Miss Laura Essery. She is the mother of my dear friend, Jenny Gibbons. And I'm going to go a little bit um, and talk about Jenny just a little bit, but not too much because she's going to actually be on the next episode. And I'm so excited. She has been working with me for, she put me I started this business and I was by myself. Like I was by myself. And when you start a cleaning business, people just automatically assume that you want to do what everybody else is doing. Like just go in people's houses and clean and do some stuff, but that was not my vision. Like I really wanted to help people. And I know, even just beyond the cleaning, just to be a positive source. Um, And as time went on, the clientele increased, and it was just really me and um, my family. And it was really just me at the time because even with the kids, they help now, but they weren't old enough, so it was just me. So I was just like, oh my gosh, and I was in a position to hire someone like part time, but that's hard hiring people to clean. Nobody want to clean. Nobody wants to clean. Nobody even want to clean their own house. So they definitely don't want to go clean nobody else's house. And I know that I just didn't want anybody alongside me just doing anything in people's houses. That was not my vision. That wasn't my heart. I wanted it to mean something and I wanted whoever was going to be with me and around me and in a space and with this business, I wanted them to love, cleaning. I wanted them to enjoy it and have a passion for it. And there are people that do. I know they do. There are because I am. So um we met well, like I said, I can't go into detail. She'll be on the show the next time, so we'll just go into more detail. But anyway, how I knew she was the one. So we had become friends. We got to know each other and we lived in the same neighborhood. That's how we met. And our kids became friends. And it's like a whole story. And it's so sweet and funny. It's hilarious, actually. Um, and we moved out of the neighborhood first. And then at some time later, Jenny and her family, they moved out of the neighborhood as well. So at some point I came over and stopped by the house. I don't know, to say hi for whatever reason. Anyway, But she was like in the final stages of moving out, had gotten stuff out, and she had cleaned. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I was impressed. Like, I was just like, who was in here helping you clean? And she was like, nobody, girlfriend. I was in here doing this all myself. And I'm like, there is no way. Like, she moved out of that house, and the people that moved in after, they were able to just move right in. They didn't have to hire, the landlord didn't have to hire anybody to come in and um and do anything. Like, it was clean, clean. Like, it was clean with intention. And I was so impressed. And I was just like, hey, so if you want to ever do something, part-time, this is what I do. She already knew, what I was doing and what I had going on. And she said yes. And it's been history ever since. And we have been having so much fun. And I'm just so happy and so blessed to have her around. We have so much fun. So Miss Laura is Jenny's mom. Get back on point. And so she wanted to bless my business and this podcast. And so she bakes cookies. And Jenny is always bragging about how well her mom does with her cookies and how good they taste and the business and all of that. And I never had an opportunity to taste. I know at some point I would have, but up until this point I hadn't. And her mom decided to do something so sweet for me. She makes some. I'm so excited. So this is a hot now t-shirt. And this one, what does that say? Happiness is a freshly clean house. I'm like too excited. I'm like a kid. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Miss Laura, thank you so much. And then this one has wash, dry, fold with my logo on it. So I had to share that. That was my first random intermission. And her name is Miss Laura Essery. And that's what she does. Oh, and so I said I was going to eat a cookie on here tonight, but I ate one last night. Oh my gosh, it was so good. So I'm not a big sweet eater. I'm not a real big sweet eater, but sometimes you want something sweet. So like, I don't like cookies where the icing and cookie ratio is off. Like, I'm not real big. Like, it was just perfect. It was sweet, but it wasn't sweet. It was just perfect. It was just those are some good cookies, and they're not gonna last. And I have to come up with a plan to share and get them out of this house, because it's gonna go bad. It's gonna go bad. And I'm supposed to be going, not supposed to be, I am going to the Bahamas next month. So I can't be filling up on cookies. I can't be filling up on cookies. But her name is Miss Laura Essery, and her number is 918-853-6822. And just contact her for orders and cookie prices. Thank you, Miss Laura, so much. And that's Jenny's mom. And thank you, Jenny. She brought them over the other day. I wasn't even here, and she just dropped them off. She's so sweet, and I cannot wait for y'all to meet her, and I can't wait for her to be on the show so we can cut up so bad. Okay, so moving along, because time is moving along. What I also wanted to do is share a few tips and tidbits that I think may help you in your home. Like, it just be like random stuff, like you can add to your home and add to your routine that'll just, like, it'll change everything. So like, if you're really serious about like recovering structure in your home, like, you have to have discipline, but more so you have to have a plan. And especially if you have children. And I also come from that standpoint too, because keep in mind I have 4, so I can't get them out my mind. Everything has something to do with the kids all the time. But most people do have kids, kids, grandkids. You just never know what the situation is. And it's always some tips that you can use or just pass along Um, but you have to have a plan. You have to have a plan. So what I noticed, like with clients and just over years, going in and out people's houses, visiting and stuff like that. Like I'm just observant like that. And I noticed like in their homes, it's like every room be a mess. Like every room be a mess. The living room be a mess. The kitchen be a mess. The bedrooms be a mess. The bathrooms be a mess. Everything be a mess. And it's no order. There's no structure. There are no rules uh, for the house at all. So for us, it's not that the house is just perfect. You're just gonna come in and things are just gonna be perfect all the time because that's not. It's like it's 4 kids in the house. Duh. Things are gonna be out of place sometime. But every room has structure and it has a purpose. So what I mean is, so take like for example the living room. In my home, in the living room, like it's not the play area. Like it's it's a place where you can come sit, you can watch TV. Um, every now and then, like in my home, the rules are like laundry. They'll take their laundry out of the dryer and they'll put it on the sofa sometime. And so my rule for that is it's okay, but no more than like 24 hours. Like you got a day and you need to go ahead and like move that and figure it out. Like my youngest, he has toys and stuff. No toys are allowed in the living room. There are no shoes to be scattered all over the floor. No, you just can't. On the weekends, when they're able to do video games, so Friday evening, Saturday, Sunday, they can go in there and they can play, their video games, but all your controllers, all your stuff, put it away. But other than that, no toys, because I think that's just a place that should be inviting. It doesn't have to be perfect, but that's just every room needs structure. So whatever your rules are, it has to be comfortable to you. But I just know when I'm coming in from work during the day or whatever, and I don't want to walk into like a chaotic living room. I just don't. It make me feel some type of way. The kitchen. So it's not like the kitchen's gonna be perfect like all the time, but what are your rules? Do the dishes need to be washed and put away by the end of the night? Can they sit in the sink if they're rinsed off or in the dishwasher? And I wash dishes by hands. I always make reference to hand washing, but I know people do use dishwashers. I don't like dishwashers. I don't use dishwashers. So you know what I mean. Um, do you let them sit there? Do they have to be washed before you leave in the morning? Like what is the rule? So for us, like the countertops need to be washed. Sometimes the day and the night just get away from you and you may not be able to get to the dishes. So as long as it has some type of structure and functionality, um, just put them in the sink. And I might even get them in the morning when I get up. So I join along with my kids. I don't make them feel like, well, I cook, I clean, I do all this and y'all do everything. Like, no, we do things together. It builds respect and they're not resistant to help and like do because they know that I'll do it too. And I'm not being bossy and I'm not being mean because it truly is, a team effort. Um, your laundry room, do you have assigned laundry days? Like, what are the rules? Do you have a certain day for towels or a certain like what is the structure? Like you have to maintain, and it's not like every room is going to be perfect, but um, you can go into each space and not lose your mind. And all of this, it takes time and it takes your patience and change of habit. It takes accountability. So don't be, too hard on yourself because it is hard. And then if um, you haven't been used to like grooming your kids to behave, in a manner to where they're cleaning up behind themselves and functioning in a certain way, it's like you're just having to help them unlearn those bad habits. And then you're trying to, put in those good habits. And that takes time. That takes time and patience on your behalf. Because I let my kids know all the time, I got time. I ain't got nothing but time. I love y'all. I don't have nothing but time but to make you into good people. Know how to clean up behind yourself and be respectful. I don't have nothing but time to do that. So, you just have to be okay with it. Um, and that's changing that's changing your perception about the whole experience. Like for me, I find joy in all of it because it's just a beautiful mess. It's just all a beautiful, chaotic mess, and it's okay because it's life, and that's what life is. You know, life is what happens in between the plans that we make. We make our plans and we want things to be a certain way, but then life comes and it does what it do. It be life, and we have to adjust. So we have to make sure that our perception and our outlook is a certain way because we have to deal with these things. If you're being all negative about your situation, the kids are looking at you being negative about the situation, and then they're gonna grow up being negative about situations, and then that's how they're gonna move when they get families, and they're gonna be negative in this. It's just like, and we don't want that. Um, so just change your perception about it all. You must learn how to just embrace it because at this point it just is what it is, and we're gonna start where we are. Right in the moment, right in the now. So it's going to be okay. And the thing about it is when you're concentrating and you're focusing on what you have going on, um, and take out those outside distractions, it becomes easier. A lot of people be worried about what other people got going on in their house, and that's a part of this whole life and how it even just integrates even with your cleaning, because the stuff that you should be doing at home people can't focus on because you're worried about some other stuff that ain't even the truth. You'd be worried about how this person is functioning, and people have you thinking that they got their stuff together. First of all, you shouldn't even be bothered whether they do or not. But just in case you do, people don't be having it together like that. Like there are people, would be powerful people, out here, and you come out of your house one way, and it's a persona, but then when they go back in, everything is in shambles. Matter of fact, your life might be 10 times better than theirs, and you be focusing on the wrong thing. You have a better handle on it, a better perception on it, but people get caught up in those distractions, and that's not gonna help you. People be living a whole lie, so far as how they're maintaining and functioning. People be all depressed and sad, needing some help, but like I said, that ego and that persona, um, it gets in the way, and they're just really living like a life of just being a walking contradiction. Um, so just don't let the illusion of what other people have going on affect like what you have going on and what you could be having going on in your space, making things more manageable for you, in your life. So I'm gonna take a second and have my second random intermission for tonight. I just got a vent. Oh, so yeah, about venting. So when Jenny come on the show next week, we'll be talking and hanging out and having fun, and then we're also gonna have like the vent session that I was talking about in the first episode that I had. We're gonna have a vent session, but it's gonna be like a vent solution session, so we can vent about all these things that intertwine with life and cleaning and the balance of it all. But we have to have a solution. So you'll be able to like chime in and ask questions or just rant, but we have to figure out a solution. So Jenny will be here and she'll, be able to chime in. So it's gonna be fun too. So I can't wait till the next episode. But yes, my second random intermission. These kids. So I'm gonna talk about these kids a lot because they are like the main part of my life. They're like the main part of my life. So I talk about them a lot. I can't help it. So if you on here, you're gonna hear about them at some point. Sorry, not sorry. But oh my gosh, they had me so heated yesterday. So they were out for MLK Day, and that's cool. They were out of school. I had to work, of course, and um, You be knowing your kids, but you be trying to like give them the benefit of the doubt, but you be trying to test them out at the same time, but at the same time, you know your kids. So I told these jokers yesterday before I left, like I was nice. I was so nice. I went in their room because it was early and rolled their little bags and good morning. Hope y'all have a good day. You know, you rest. And I'm just being all nice and all that. And I told all of them what I expected. And it was literally really collectively one thing, two things altogether. Because I told Eli he need to be working on his laundry because Monday is his laundry day. And he just be letting it powder. He's another topic for another day. But anyway, I told all the rest of them, I'm like, hey, the only thing I need y'all to do really is vacuum the floors. You know, vacuum the floors. That's all I got to do. So I have this backpack vac with an extension, and I use it for the business. But duh, I'm gonna use it for the house too. It sucks up everything. It is good on time, you know, versus like just regular sweeping. Like you can just get it. So I'm figuring, you know, I'm gone 8 hours at least. Surely the floor will get swept. But I know my kids. I had already prepared to like huff and puff and blow the house down when I came in. When I pulled up, I even sat in the van for a while just to give them time because you know how it is. You know how you used to do as a kid. Like your parents tell you to do something and clean, and you wait till the last minute to get it done. And then you do a half-ass job and you still get in trouble. Oh, so I know my kids. I knew that just someone gonna be right. So when I came in, when I did come in, like the same dirt that was on the floor when I left was the same dirt that was there when I got home. Oh my gosh, I was so mad. Cause I'm like, all day I've been gone and you couldn't, but I know my kids. A whole day, she ain't here. Video games, we chilling. They got a fridge full of food. They don't care. And I made sure to let them know that I was not pleased and I didn't care. And the funny thing is, like they feel some type of way because they don't want you talking to them and saying nothing to them, first of all. And they surely don't want you fussing at them for sure. But as I'm talking, you better believe they're getting that backpack back. Uh, they moving because they know that I am so serious and they better get it done. So anyway, they got it done. And you can tell the look on their face, you know, they kind of feel some type of way. But I tell them all the time, get mad at yourselves. Don't get mad at me because you know that I'm going to say something. So um, they know that I will come through here. I will snatch electronics. Like it'll go bad. So um, for the most part, they'll do the right thing. But at the same time, I guess the point is kids are going to be kids. And even something as simple as that, knowing, because they know I'm going to say something. They know I'll snap on. Like I talk nice to them, but it's hills and valleys when it comes to that because sometimes it's time to talk to them gentle, and then sometimes you know we need to talk. Like we need to talk, and like sometimes you need to hear me because apparently you don't think that I'm serious. But I was so mad. I was so mad at them, and I'm not mad at them. Like my kids know how to disassociate things. Like even if I'm angry, my kids know that I love them with all my heart. They know that without a shadow of a doubt. Like I think sometimes that's why they be playing because they already know. They already know I love them. So even when I fuss at them, like it's just to let them know stop playing with me. Stop playing with my energy like that because you already know that I want things to function and flow. And that's part of like the maintenance in the house. Like I don't want to come in and the floors are dirty. And and I done told you, you do what I tell you to do and what I ask you to do. And I love you, but you know, you're not gonna drive me crazy and you need to be responsible. So anyway, we'll be talking about them again and again and again because it's four of them and they're a mess. But anyway, moving along, I have a few more tips and tidbits. Um, so all my clients are always asking about, you know, just little things that you can do to just make the house run more smoothly or be more efficient or just kind of put them on track. So it's a few things that you can buy, and put in your home that may help create structure while getting your family on board. So the first thing is dry erase calendars. The boards, the dry erase calendar boards. You can get them at Walmart. You can get them at Hobby Lobby. I'm sure you can. Of course, you can order them on Amazon. I absolutely love those things. I have three of them. Um, I have three, and I used all three. So I have one. One is where I keep track of like all my bills. Days I get paid. Yada yada yada, but mostly like bills and um, like finances. So then the second one that I have is my business board. It's a dry erase calendar, and it has all of my clients, the days that they're going to get their services, the time, all of that good stuff is on there just for the business because you have to keep up with like everything and you have to keep up with everybody. So then I have a third calendar that sits out um, side of my room, and it's a month ahead. So like this is January, it's in February, so that I can see what's coming because clients book ahead. Other stuff be going on. The kids have stuff going on. So like I said, you can chart your bills, the kids' appointments. You can assign laundry days if your kids play sports, their practices and their games, their times and all of that. Trash day and like assign chores. You can use those boards for whatever you want. Like I use it for to keep them straight. I use it to keep the bills, and I use it like for my business. And I just need three because it just helps me. I'm not one of those people. I'm real. It's a big like visual for me. I don't like using my phone for that stuff. I don't put anything in my calendar on my phone. I don't have reminders in my phone. Like I am an old school like pen and pad person, and I have to have it in front of me in order for it to really be relevant because that other stuff I will forget, and I make no apologies because I know me. So I have to be structured in a certain way, but it helps so much. It keeps everything on track, and if nothing else, I know to look at the calendar every day, maybe a couple of times. Um, so another thing is that'll help you in your home as well is shoe racks. Something as simple as like shoe racks. The amount of shoes I see scattered everywhere in like my client's home is just insane. Like it be shoes everywhere. Um, and they even acknowledge it. Like it ain't no secret. They be like, I have so many shoes, I don't know what to do with them. I'm like, get a shoe rack. Nah, they have all kinds. They have all kinds, all heights and widths. Um, Jenny be good at doing that type of stuff. We'll have clients and we'll suggest, certain items when they go into the home for like decluttering and organizing. And like that's not my thing either. Like putting stuff together. Jenny always figured out, but like a good shoe rack. They have shoe racks. You can put them under the bed. All kind of shoe racks, but it'd be shoes everywhere. They'd be like all in the closet lined up. They'd be all under the bed. Get a shoe rack, and it helps create so much more space. And if you have kids, then you can take the shoe racks. If you have a designated area like for your shoes, sometimes people, feet stink. Shoe racks are good. Um, it's a good investment. Um, and so the third one, um, so for the third one, I always recommend, it's like the first thing that I always recommend during a declutter organized session. Like I get excited about these things as a matter of fact. So I don't know if any of my clients are on here tonight, but if they chime in, the first person that chimes in, I'm gonna give them like a free hour of service the next time that they have service. I'm going to waive that first hour if they can tell me during the declutter organize what is like the first thing that I always recommend to help with your clothes and excess comforters and sheets and all that good stuff. So um, whoever chimes in at some point, um, I'll give you a free hour off your service, because if I've done a declutter session, I'm sure that I've told you this, because I get so excited. Like, it's like one of the smartest little inventions, and it helps create so much space. So um, the first person that I see, probably even after the replay. Well, no, I'll wait to the end. I'll wait to the end and see. I know Jenny probably already knows. Um, I'll do that 1 hour service free. So anyway, so back to the transparency of just helping. So not only do we provide like um, cleaning service, um, we have Jenny said, I know she knows. I already know she knows. I can't wait for somebody to chime in. Somebody better chime in. Um, but anyway, like I was saying, even outside of the cleaning aspect, it's really just about helping. This business really is just about helping in any capacity that you can. It's far beyond just cleaning. We're living in a society where we are just so far removed from having compassion for one another. You know what I'm saying? Um, like, just help in any way, in any form that you can. It may not be physically, um, coming in and being able to help you do something. It may be on an emotional level or a spiritual level or a financial level of just help. And we have to start pulling in and being more aware, when people truly need our help, and identifying, in which ways, because sometimes people aren't able to articulate, be needing it so bad. And that's why people deal with so much depression, and then there's suicide. It's like people can't even read the signals anymore when things are going bad, because everybody is so distracted with so many things. So, like I said, an example of like physically helping somebody. You ever got like so sick? I said this like the last episode. I mentioned, like, I have you ever been so sick like you just had to just lay there and be sick, and like you watching your house just go to shit, and just it's just crumbling all around you. And if you're the person that typically is kind of calling the shots, making sure that things get done, um ensuring that everybody is on task, and then you're the one that gets sick, people, they take advantage. And your kids might be too young, it might be different variables, but nonetheless, you need some help. You need someone to maybe just physically do something for you, um, to help you. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna talk about Jenny some more, and this will tie into like the physical help, like just somebody physically doing something for you to help. So, like I said, we became friends. We stayed in the same neighborhood, and so I got sick. I got sick, and it was COVID, and I didn't even. This is like when COVID first came out. you know when when COVID first came out, and it was just like if something happened to you, or if you mumbled COVID, it would just seem like, in my mind, it felt like people were just like kicking in your doors and dragging you out, like you were just disease, like it was bad. So I know I had got sick, because I had got so sick. I had never been that sick in my life. Like, I was so sick I wanted to die. I was just like, you know what, this is just too much. I'll just lay here and take it. Like, I was sick. And I had my kids at home. And when I say I was sick, I couldn't do anything. When I'm too sick to do anything for my kids, I'm about dead, because that's not me. I don't care what's going on. I'm gonna be there for them kids. I'm gonna make sure that they have what they need, that they're fed, whatever the case may be. And anybody that knows me, they know that's how I move. So I got so sick, I didn't know what to do. And so I'm sitting there, and at this point, it was beyond even the cleaning. I wasn't even worried about the cleaning at this point. I was so sick. I was just laying there, and I was home with them, and it was just like, they need to eat. I've been sick for some days. I hadn't been able to go to the grocery store. I hadn't been able to do anything. And I know that they're hungry today. Like for me, I'm not hungry. I'm so sick. I'm just laying there withering away. Like for real. Like it was bad. So I think I mustered up enough strength to just dial, push, the buttons on the phone, dial Jenny. And we stayed in the same neighborhood. And actually, she stayed right around the corner. And I know my kids were hungry that day. I couldn't do nothing. Like I was just out of it. And the only thing I could get out was like, can you feed my kids? Can you please feed my? I mean, it was just like instant. She was like, yep. She was like, send them down, tell them to come. They got themselves together, and they went to Jenny's house, and she fed them real good. And not only did she feed them real good, she let them stay and kind of chill out. I was able to get some rest. So that's why I always talk highly, and I just love her so much. She's just a good person. And that was like one of the worst times ever. Like you just laying there like helpless, and you need help. And people deal with this type of stuff every day. People be living and dwelling in their home, and they be suffering, and it don't be nobody to help, like do anything. And that's all I could do was just ask her to feed my kids. And I think she had already been cooking or whatever. I don't even know because I was so sick. But I do remember they had spaghetti because I remember when I started to feel better and started to come to, some days later or whatever, weeks later, however, I don't know, because it was bad. They was like, Mama, we had spaghetti at Miss Jenny's house and it was so good. It tastes just like yours and it was good. And I was like, was it really good? And like that's just all I needed. She just helped me in that moment, even though she couldn't really just help me. She helped me because at that moment I didn't care. I was already there tired and feeling a certain kind of way. I just wanted to make sure that my kids were good. But even outside of that, I wanted to make sure that they were good and the house is crumbling. So I'm looking around and everything. And so have you ever spoke to people like with your eyes? Like I know that sometimes people don't speak aloud and ask for things that they need, but have you ever been like such in need of help that your eyes were talking? Just you know what I'm saying? So that's how I was like when I got sick that first time with COVID. Like I was just so like my eyes, just my eyes was if my eyes could talk. SOS. Yes, it's an international code signal of extreme distress. So when people are like sick and going through, they may not ask you, flat out. All I could do was ask her, to just feed my kids. But like I'm just laying there and all I could do was just my eyes told the story. And then just another example, it's on a different level. It's like more of an emotional level. Like, have you ever been like really sad or depressed, needed some emotional help, and you were just too low in your spirit or you were too ashamed to ask for help? Like I've been depressed before, and look, once again, my eyes were talking. Like I felt some type of way. It's hard. I don't even know, like during the time that I was dealing with that, I don't even think I told anybody that's what I felt or that's what it was, but it was like my eyes, this is what my eyes were saying. Yeah, save me. Like I've crashed and I'm burning and I'm in flames over here. Help. And like sometimes people can even tell when you're sad and they don't help. They know something be going on and they don't help. And then sometimes some people help you don't need. Let's just be honest. And then some people, they don't know how to help because even with that, it's a skill. Like it's a proper way. It's a proper way to handle certain situations. And, some people, they just not, um, they just don't handle things proper. Um, and then, like, last but not least on that, it's like whoever needed a mental break from like their kids, like a whole break. So I had 4 kids. I had four. One, two, three, and four. I know I had them. I know they're mine. Yes, indeed. I had them. I made them. Um, I'm aware how babies are made. I know. I know. And I love my kids and I do great with them. And just because, I had four, and even though I do good with them, it doesn't mean that I don't deserve a break. Like, if you're going to raise kids properly, it's exhausting as hell. How about that? Because I do care about what they eat. I do care about what they drink. I don't hit the mark all the time. Like, they will eat some unhealthy shit from time to time because they're kids, and it is what it is. But for the most part, like, I care about what they eat, and I ensure they get good stuff, fruits and veggies and yada yada yada, all that good stuff. I care about their grades. I care about their emotional health. I care about everything. Like, when I'm done with this, I got some kids in there coughing. So just like I didn't get to bed till 2:30 last night, I don't know what time I'm gonna go to bed tonight, because until those coughs subside, mama not gonna be able to rest. And I'm okay with it because that's just what I do. And I'm gonna make sure they're good. And if they ain't feeling better by in the morning, guess some people gonna be missing me tomorrow from that other place where I work during the day, because I'm not going to leave my babies. I'm going to make sure they're good. So I'm a good mama, and that I know. I don't need no validation. That is like that's like my biggest flex. Like, I love being a mom. I got some good boys, and they know, how much I love and care for them. But I be needing a break. I be needing a break. It doesn't mean I don't need a break. It's a lot. Oh, got me scratching in my head. It's a lot. Um, so, and anybody that have kids, especially multiples, like, where I'm coming from, and you be needing help. You be needing help. You be needing somebody to come and take them off of your hands, or just take some time with you. Just be needing help with that. And yeah, it's like, have you ever struggled with that? And your eyes be talking, because I mean, I've just had those kids, and it's just like, oh my gosh, I'm about to snap. And so here go my eyes. Look, this is what my eyes be saying when them kids done got on my nerves. Look, parenting burnout is real. Yeah, and breaks are necessary and required. The end. I dare you to debate it. How about that? How about that? Help. Help any way you can. Just help. Like I told you, the show is going to be random, but it's all going to tie in together. But I know somebody out there feel me. I know you do, because it's crazy, you know? But all in all, um, it is what it is, but we're just going to have to start being more transparent and having more conversations about these things that go on. Like, for me, I feel like, yes, I am special. I think everybody is special, but it's just nothing really just special about what I'm doing. It's just really, you have to take the time to figure out, and you need to know, what's important to you, like, priority wise. So even with the kids, I be on their ass sometimes, but it's okay. They know that I love them. I make sure to always ensure them first. But I just have to do what I have to do, because this is just life. And we have to teach them the rules out here, and we've just really kind of lost basic, fundamental skills, so far as just surviving, just out here in this world. So it's not just the cleaning, but it is everything that surrounds it as well. Um, and it's not a big deal. Like I said, change your perspective. You got to do what you got to do. Sometimes you're going to be tired. Um, um, you're going to be tired. Yep. Let's see, the free hour service. Yes, I'm gonna give them to the end. So If nobody chime in, then because I gotta tell y'all what it is. Um, but just change your perspective. Like for me, it's like, yep, I got the kids. Yep, I work this job. Yep, I'm running the business too. Yep. And I require the house to move and function a certain way because that's important to me. So I have to come up with a workable, reasonable plan to ensure that I can get, you know, I can get that done. Um, and I have to be okay with it and I have to embrace it. And when I go with the flow of it all, it doesn't seem so bad. Like when you're fighting it every day and you're doing things that are distracting, um, it's gonna throw you off balance. So it's something that's doable. You just have to figure out what's important to you, and you have to find a way to execute, your goals in your home and make sure that everybody is on board, and all that. And that's why we're here. So, like I said, as the episodes progress, we're going to talk about all different type of things. Um, and and it's just going to work out in the end. Like it's okay and it's going to be okay. And that's just how you have to think. You can't assume that things are going to turn out for the worst. It's just wherever you start in the moment. So, like I said, we're starting here today. It's been a crazy day. Like I didn't even, like I was finna mess up bad. And it's really something going on with this time. Because I'm telling you, my mama, she was a whole week early. She was calling me last Tuesday. Look, I almost freaked me out a little bit because she was like, I'm sitting around, I'm looking for your stuff, and I can't find it. And then she's like, I went to the calendar and she's like, oh, it's the first and third Tuesday. Look, got me all off. And then like today, like I said, I thought I had a whole nother day. I was gonna be messed up because I started on my content but at the end of the day, I still have to, go to work, deal with the kids. Like I said, I got a couple in there coughing. I gotta go figure out what's going on with that. So it's all good. But the very last tip, I see my time is dwindling down, but my very last tip, before I get to that part, um, the last thing that you need in your house to make things more efficient that I said that the client should know, vacuum seal bags. Oh my gosh, those things are so, 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 so wonderful. Um, those things are wonderful. Like you can take your seasonal clothes. So if it's winter, you can take your summer clothes that you're not using, get them in those bags real nice and just, I mean, and they're like flat like a pancake. Your comforters, extra pillows, stuff like that, you can knock them out the way with those vacuum seal bags. So if they're gonna be like, dog, when they see it, because I know that they know the answer to that question. But the very last tip that I have for tonight is just be grateful. Grateful that you were blessed with another day to put forth an effort, to change some things in your life and in your situation, so far as cleaning and life and all that is concerned. Um, be grateful that you can call your kids lazy. I'll be like, y'all so lazy, but I'm just grateful to have them, to just talk to them and try to steer them in the right direction and call them little names that I know that really don't affect them, but are more so true than not because they do be lazy. Be grateful that the dishes in the sink are dirty because you were blessed to have food on your plate. So everything is happening for a reason. Just be grateful. Um, and just be blessed, in everything that you do, and it's going to work out. And we're just going to do this thing together, just one episode at a time, because I'm still maneuvering my way through life as well. Like I'm stumbling upon new experiences, and I just think everyone has some advice or they have some type of tip. They have a helping hand, they have an experience, some insight in something. So I figure like if we all just kind of pull in together and pull in our resources and our knowledge and all that stuff, like we could really and truly like figure some things out together. No ego, um, none of that. Just be good people, just be transparent, because honestly we're living the same life but differently and in different ways, but it's pretty much the same concept. So if we just reach back out, get ourselves straight first, and then we reach back out and help others, we can make our home and our community and eventually the world a better place. I believe that. And y'all have a good night. I see that's my time. Thank y'all for being here. And for those that's watching a replay, thank you and have a great Tuesday.